Yeah, Jeremy, I was the little boy in Natural Born Killers. You caught me. It was my first real movie experience. I was in another film when I was very young, but Natural Born Killers was definitely what got my feet wet, got me very interested to be into the business, and it was inspiring. I loved it. I didn't want to do anything else after that. Had a hard time going back to school when we wrapped. But Russell Means was my uncle. He passed away about a year ago, and we all miss him very much. And he died of cancer last year at this time. Oliver Stone was definitely an inspiration. He was good to work with as far as kids. He was very patient. Me being one of them, he was patient with me and just very good at explaining things, even on a kid level, of what we were doing and being able to direct um, a young guy such as myself. As far as um, any thoughts about film roles for natives that have changed since? So I guess the question is, do I have thoughts about um, if in film natives have changed? I don't think very much. I think that the landscape, as far as filmmakers and people being able to tell stories um, with relatively smaller budgets, is really, it's amazing. Um, with technology, we're able to grab a camera, get some software, put some people together, take some courses. I'm just saying that it is a process that you could go through and get to know fairly well. Where before you're shooting on film and it was definitely a lot harder. Now with digital and with high def and all the technology makes it much easier. So in relation to your question, I think the Hollywood maybe still sees natives the same way. For me personally, I just go after any role. I don't really care if it's a Native American role or not. Victor wasn't a Native American character. He was at first nondescript customer, and when I went into the audition room, it was all these white guys, black guys, Mexican guys, and I'm very comfortable because I grew up kind of in an urban environment later in life, and so I'm still able to relate to other races and cultures and be highly competitive. So it wasn't anything that was very um, challenging for me, but there was something that was inspiring, and I think how Hollywood maybe has changed is the casting directors and the way that people are seeing things on that end. I think they're taking more chances. Once I walked into a room and it was for the role of a sheriff, and I saw all these 50-year-old white men. They all looked like they belonged in Mayberry. They look they had that look, the kind of an old Western look. I think most of them had. But anyways, I went over to the sign-in sheet. I was signed in, and I saw that I was competing with these guys for the same character. And when I got in there, the casting director told me I was the wild card. So that's always really exciting. Um, Being able to play a role like I'm playing in Drunktown's Finest with the character Sick Boy, something that's very close. I did grow up with a lot of shady characters or characters that have maybe come from the wrong side of the tracks, and so maybe that's why I end up gravitating towards those types of stories. But as far as that goes, that's an anomaly. It's something that we don't normally see quite often. Um, those those stories are few and far in between, and it took quite a while for Sydney Freeland to be able to get her project off the ground and get it going. And as far as you donating, that would be awesome. We'd really appreciate that. Um, we're at the tail end of our Kickstarter campaign. We're about a little bit past midway, so just wanted to thank you for that. Thank you for your questions, and hopefully I answered them accurately.